Hello dear friends, and thank you for joining us in today's video. I'm Olivia Stark, regulated Canadian immigration consultant, member of CICC, and founder of Olivia Stark Immigration Consulting. First of all, I would like to wish all of you a happy new year. May this be the year when all your dreams and plans come to fruition, be it personal, be it educational, be it business or immigration. So let's hope that this year is going to be a fantastic year for all of us. Now, in today's video, I would like to discuss the prospects for Canadian immigration for this year, 2022. Now, last year, we saw some turbulent events in regards to Canadian immigration. We saw some very nice surprises and on the other hand, some not so nice surprises. So let's take a look at the bright side of the last year. So first of all, we saw an amazing TR to PR program, which allowed thousands of international students to apply for their permanent residency. We also saw unprecedentedly low CRS scores in express entry for Canadian experience class. We also have experienced the introduction of online portals, which simplified and sped up the decisions on some applications, for example, TRV portal. Now, on the other hand, there's of course not so nice surprises. And we are talking about a complete absence of federal skilled worker draws in express entry, and also the absence of Canadian experience class draws closer to the end of the year, namely in September. But enough about the last year. So let's talk about this one, brand new year. We have a lot of reasons to be excited about. So right off the bat, let's take a look at the immigration targets. First of all, Canadian immigration has surpassed its target of 401,000 immigrants in 2021. That is the year of pandemic. Now, in 2022, the target is even more ambitious, and it is set at 411,000 immigrants for this year. This number includes all kinds of applications, Canadian experience class, all economic classes, provincial nominations, spousal sponsorship, parental sponsorship, and so on. So basically, this is the cumulative number for all PR applications. Still, the immigration is going to pick up, and that's something to be excited about. Now, let's dive in and take a look at more reasons to be positive about the development in Canadian immigrations. The reason for our optimism for this year's development in immigration are the priorities for Canadian immigration stated in the mandate from the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to the newly appointed Minister of Immigration, Sean Fraser. The mandate came out in the middle of December of the last year, and it outlines the priorities for Canadian immigration for 2022. So let's take a closer look at the main points in the mandate as they relate to Canadian immigration. So number one, among the top priorities outlined in the mandate is the decrease in the processing times for applications, including those that were caused by COVID-19. We all have seen how the delays and long processing times affected everyone inside and outside of Canada. We saw students waiting for their study permits and not knowing whether they should start their studies or they should defer. We saw spouses of international students and temporary workers in Canada waiting for their spousal open work permits for months on end and not receiving the answers. So hopefully this year is going to be much better in terms of processing times. In 2022, the immigration will be focusing on temporary residents in Canada, on international students and temporary workers. Justin Trudeau calls on the new minister to create more TR to PR programs within the express entry for international students and temporary workers. Now, will we see such an amazing TR to PR program that we saw last year? It is unknown, but what I would suggest is get ready. If you are an international student or a temporary worker, check your documents. Take a look at your language test expiry dates. If necessary, prepare to take another language test. Take a look at the police certificates. If you left Canada, you might need to order a new police certificate. So get ready, be prepared, because we don't know when and how it's going to happen, but we have all hopes for new TR to PR programs to be introduced within the express entry. Now, the next point is a program that was in the making in 2019, but was put on hold due to the fact that pandemic and everything that was pandemic related took the priority in immigration. Now, we are talking about a municipal nominee program. This is really exciting, and the purpose of this MNP program is to allow for a wider and broader distribution of immigrants across all the cities and provinces in Canada. If you look at the statistics, immigrants who came in 2020, but this is the trend across all the years, almost 50% of all the immigrants that come to Canada settle in Ontario, and majority of those immigrants who settle in Ontario settle in GTA. On the one hand, it creates an amazing economic boost for the province and for the region, but at the same time, it also puts a strain on social services, public transportation services, and so on. So we hope that municipal nominee program will be more attractive for immigrants to settle in other cities in Canada and in other provinces as well. So this is something that we are excited about. The mandate also provides for regulating the status of undocumented workers who are currently in Canada. So mandate is calling for utilizing existing pilot programs to regularize the status of those workers who are in Canada working illegally. So what we might possibly see is that these people will be able to legalize their status and apply for PR eventually. That would be an amazing news, because thousands of people are currently in Canada working illegally, and it would be absolutely amazing if they could see hope of becoming a permanent resident and eventually a citizen in Canada. Next on the list of priorities in Canadian immigration in the above mentioned mandate is the establishing of a trusted employer system for those Canadian employers who are wishing or employing the foreign temporary workers. This is a much needed system to provide for transparency for both employers and workers and make the whole system work much better and more efficiently. Also, Canadian immigration will implement a system for the spouses and children who are abroad and waiting for their Canadian PR to be processed to become temporary residents in Canada. We all know that some temporary workers and students can bring their family to Canada. So there is such a thing as spousal open work permit, but Number one, it's not available to everyone. Number two, very long processing times. So then once the temporary worker or international student apply for their PR, when they are ready to apply for their PR, it's also a long process, even when they include their family members. So what happens is that while this permanent residency application is being processed, the families are separated for a prolonged period of time, sometimes more than 2-3 years. So the mandate is calling for creating a program for those family members who are abroad to be able to join their spouse and parent who are in Canada waiting for PR application. So in this way, Canada is kind of upholding its promise to support family reunification in Canada. Now, last but not least, really exciting piece of news is waiving the citizenship application fees. Currently, to apply for a citizenship, the fee is $630 for an adult and $100 for a child. Fee includes $530 processing fee and $100 the right of permanent residency fee. Now you can imagine that, let's say for a family of 4, that kind of cumulative fee might be a little bit challenging. Waiving the fees for citizenship application makes perfect sense, and probably it should have been done long time ago, because once you're a permanent resident and you are paying your taxes and you are contributing to the country's economy and you are eligible to become a citizen, you've met your residency obligations, it only makes sense that you do not pay for a citizenship processing application. This is all we have for today. And I would like to thank you for staying with us. And if you like what you hear, please click that like, subscribe, and follow us for more Canadian immigration videos and other videos related to life in Canada topics. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Until the next time.